that stress that you're talking about is happening, especially on catastrophes. You're rolling your teeth out.
Yeah.
Look through the project notes. That's going to come back to your brain.
Stimulus is an instant, can be a stressor.
Correct.
Unless
If you choose to argue and lose, you lose. If you win, you still lose.
Adjuster TV is brought to you by Xactware Training, the creators of Xactimate X1 and Xactimate Mobile. Xactimate is the most advanced and widely used estimating platform in the insurance and restoration industries. Get certified as an Xactimate expert right now in the link in the description below.
So, Guy, when you say get your head in the claim, which, by the way, I'm going to steal that and use it as a marketing.
Yeah, you can.
What do you mean?
So when you go to a house, let's say you have 5 claims today. So you got 5 claims and you got your project notes and you talk to the insured and this insured said this and that insured said that. And so when you leave in the morning, you're like, I got these 5 claims to do. And your brain is thinking about all of those things, all of those claims. And what I mean by getting your head in the claim is when you show up to that house, sit in that car, look through the project notes, and when you jot down something that the insured said while you're talking to them on first contact, that's going to come back to your brain. And then you'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember she was kind of worried about that when she said that, right? And this claim, what kind of damages do I have? Oh, it's a hail claim. Where did the storm come from? Did it come from the southwest to the northeast? And orienting yourself to where's this house? So where we're from, it comes from the southwest. So if I'm sitting on the right-hand side of the road, I'm looking for the front and the left elevations. That's where I'm going to focus on. And then other side, right? But literally taking that claim and getting your head completely into it before you ever get out of your car. If there's contractors, if there's PAs, if there's just insureds, if the insured doesn't like their insurance, whatever it is, you're already prepped for it because everything on that claim is in your head before you get in there.
There's only one company that provides E&O and general liability insurance solely to the claims industry, and that's Kaplik. They even have drone and cyber coverages. Download the free guide all about the different kinds of insurance that you, as the adjuster, should carry at cplic.net/adjustertv.
We were talking about this on the car ride over, and there are several keys, I think, and we, as we talk about this, I think we both agree on this, to reducing anxiety, right? Stress.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So because there are so many moving pieces with the claim, especially catastrophe work, right? There's the higher your stress level is, even if it's not like being chased by bears stress, right? It's more like there's open loops out there that your brain is aware of, and your stress level goes up. It's like, you got to. The example I always use is your tags are getting ready to expire on your vehicle.
Your
right?
brain doesn't know the difference between a bear chasing you and an adjuster or a contractor being aggressive.
Exactly.
Your brain does not know the difference.
Yeah.
So that stress that you're talking about is happening.
Yeah.
And it happens on every claim.
Yeah.
Especially on catastrophes. Oh, I have a tree that fell on the house. And you drive up to the house and there's a, oak tree that split the house in half. Your stress level is going up. Just on everything.
So it stacks, right? So it kind of layers on top of itself until it gets to the point where you do get the twitch and you get a bad tooth and the whole 9 yards.
By the end of the storm, you're rolling your teeth out.
Yeah. So we talk about reducing, trying to manage that stress, and this is the number one reason why people wash out of storms. Their first storms is because they freak out, throw their hands in the air, and run away, right, or leave, or whatever, however you want to frame it. But the idea of getting your head into the claim, I think, is, when you said that, which I give you an attribution for, but I'm still going to steal it from you.
You're welcome to.
Is that
I'm semi-retired now, so
right?
Yeah, we're not in competition.
One big stressor is having like sort of a multi-level situation where you got a house that's in a fringe area. It's lightly hit, right? You know that you looked at the next door neighbor's house already last week, and you're like, man, there just isn't anything here. It's some light spattering. You know, they got a pea-sized hail for 2 minutes, right?
Right.
It's not enough to do any damage to the roof, really. And you know that you're going to be meeting a contractor there, right? Or maybe you don't know, and you pull around the corner, and there's Mastercraft or Aspen or whoever, and they're just like the guys that are super aggressive, and they're salesmen, and they're out there to sell roofs, right? Whatever that means. Your stress level starts to elevate, right? And if you don't take a moment, right, that moment to breathe between that sort of like, and this is I don't know if you've ever read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Absolutely.
One of his things
Very
is
long time ago, but
yeah. And you got to read the abridged version because there's a lot of meat to that. But one of the foundational things before he even gets to the 7 habits is there's freedom between the stimulus and your response. So the more space you give yourself in that gap, right?
Correct.
Somebody cuts you off in traffic. Well, if you go with your instant response,
correct,
guns blazing, you're crashing into them, you know, because you're mad, instantly mad, right? But if you give yourself a moment to think about it, well, maybe that person, maybe they just found out that their wife was cheating on them, right? Maybe they're on their way to taking somebody to the hospital, right? Or maybe I'm going to give that person the benefit of the doubt, and immediately your response changes from potentially being cops getting called to, you know, there's not much I can do about it. I'm not going to try and stop that guy. It's not my job, right?
Right.
You know, as much as you think it should be, right? So when you have that come around the corner and there's 4 lifted pickup trucks, you know, with the roofer graphics all over them, and they all got Texas tags, and you're in Minnesota, and they're all standing in the front yard with their little sister's T-shirts on, and there's 3 guys up on the roof, you know, and they're all making circles everywhere, and the homeowners, this little petite homeowner standing there like
looking
this, you know, and the guys are all telling her, you know, we're going to fight for you, and you just know what's happening. That's it. You have an instant, like, that stimulus is an instant, can be a stressor. Correct. Unless you give yourself a little bit of room, right, to think about how can I not be stressed about this, and at the same time also give the insured the benefit of the doubt, right? So my thing is I'm going to like turn that dial in my brain to let's open the mind up, because even though I looked at her next door neighbor,
correct,
I can't base mine just it's the same way that the contractor can't be like, well, we got that one paid and that one paid and that one paid, whether it's true or not. Doesn't matter. We're standing on this roof. I'm not standing on that roof. I'm standing on this roof. So I have to take this person's roof, their house, and on its merits, just like there's
nothing more
around
than that house right now.
So I have an open mind about there's a possibility, because I've been surprised in my experience. I've been like gone into neighborhoods like that and looked at the roof, I'm like, holy smokes, no prior claim, you know. Who knows? I can't. I'm not a meteorologist. I mean, maybe it's slightly bigger hail hit just her house, or there's like 4 houses in a row, you know, over like 500 yards that's just one house wide. Because the hail only falls in a narrow slot. It might be half mile wide,
depending on the wind direction.
Because I've also been on doing apartments, like long, like a 700-foot long, 2-story straight gable apartment buildings, you know, lined up like this. Nothing on this end and totaled on that end. I'm doing my test squares down here, right? And it's on the same building, right? And I head scratcher.
Learn how being good at this can actually make you more money in the next video.